Hello everyone and welcome to this Breakcold review video. Today I'm going to be telling you everything you need to know about Breakcold, and as usual, if you do have any questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I will also be leaving a discounted link in the description of this video so that you can always get your money's worth for Breakcold. So Breakcold allows you essentially to make really good B2B or business to business connections and LinkedIn, other sort of websites like that, and a plethora of other sites, and also build leads, get clients and things like that. So here is our main page. Now it's a really nice looking website, and that's one of the things that you will immediately notice. The actual layout of it is really intuitive. I love the way that it looks, and that is one of the things that, as I said, the first thing, and it makes a really good first impression. Now, on the left here, we have our spaces. Now, this is basically more or less the different things of the different categories that we're making our leads for. So it could be different businesses, different sectors of the same business, anything like that you might want to have. But this is sort of where you can create a new one if you want to, but we're just going to keep with the My Space, which is the one that it immediately starts and gives you. Now on the dashboard page, the main one, which is basically your feed, it will give you a bit of information as to things you might want to do, things you might not want to do. So you can book onboarding sessions, you can use it, you can join the Breakcold Mafia and sort of get their community sort of ideas about that. You also have a few videos and information and articles that you might want to do. And then on the right, you have a getting started. Now we're going to have a little look at all of these, but we're also going to go through all of these sections up the top as well. So we're going to go ahead and start with leads. And this is basically the list of everybody that we've got. Now, we immediately have this person here, which obviously gives me their name. We also have their email. We can select a status for them to whether they're warm, closed, interested, or engaged. And for the sake of this, we'll just select interested. We can add tags. So any tags that we have to do with what they are, whether they're a startup, an agency, or scale up, we'll just go ahead and select startup as well. And then it gives us some links. So it gives sort of information as to about them, what their email is, what their phone number is, their website, their LinkedIn, and their Twitter. And then also here you can track the lead if you want to, but if you want to add them, you can hit the add lead button, and here you get the idea of where you can import everything you need. So as you can see, you can add emails, you can add Twitter URLs, LinkedIn, website URLs, the name of the company of which they work for, the role that they are in that company, the phone and the city of which they're in. You also have icebreakers and note, but we need to do this first. So you need to save the lead by clicking on create to interact with it. So we'll go ahead and hit create. And then this will create that specific lead. And as you can see, it doesn't have any name because we didn't input that information. But when we click on this person here, we get the sort of connections, the icebreakers, the activity, and the notes. So notes are more or less just information that you might want to put about this person that you want people in your company to know. Any activity of which they've engaged in. Icebreakers, you can add different questions and icebreakers and information in here. And you can also go for the connect button, where you can basically send them a tweet, an email, or a LinkedIn message and send that from Breakcold. So it will know that you're using the site, but it's really, really efficient in order to let them know. And you can also track their socials and start the tracking so that anything that you have in the activity page, or you want to track the lead using that little head button that we had on the previous page, you're able to do that as well. So any post that the company makes will also appear in here, but it's basically a great way to see all the information that you need to about a specific person without having to obviously go into the things in depth yourself. You can do it all from this site, and that's one thing that I really, really like. And if they don't, for example, have a LinkedIn account, you can get rid of that, or a Twitter account, but you obviously would need to link them in order to actually get the information about those specific things. But when we're done with that, we can go ahead and hit the X button up here, and we can also then look at some lists as well. So the All Leads tab is basically every lead that we've got, but you can also have a little look at these demo lists, as you can see, and if there's different sort of people that you might have different relationships with, or might be related to different things, what you can do is filter those people into lists. So as you can see, there's 4 ways of adding a lead. We can add a lead and do the create button that we've already just looked through. We can use a Chrome extension that's built in with this to use and then add and connect with them via LinkedIn. We can import a big CSV file of leads that we might have had from previous software, or that we might have already had from another use case you might need it for, and also connect and integration. So any integrations that they have, you can add all of these different things: Airtable, Pipedrive, Calendly, HubSpot, Stripe, and Intercom, and Data GMA. All of these things that you're able to obviously add is really, really useful, and these are all imported via Zap, so obviously Zapier, and that's really, really efficient to be able to use. Now, our pipeline is where we can essentially filter people by the position of which they are in. So you can have the pipeline names to be whatever you want. You can obviously edit the status name to be engaged or whatever you want, but you're able to drag and drop these people into different areas. So you're able to see the position of which they stand in maybe the hiring process or whatever sort of process that you're looking at to use this website for, communicating with one business to another, your business to another, whatever you want. You're able to see whether they're engaged, whether they're interested, whether they're warm, or whether they're just closed and nothing will come of it. So you can obviously adjust these to be whatever you want. These are the ones that just come default, but as I said, you are able to edit them. And then you also have the amount of money that is in the pipe that you're potentially going to get if things do go well and fall through. But that's more or less the pipeline page. It's self-explanatory, and anybody that knows how pipelines work will know how this works as well. And back to the feed page, basically this is more or less the overall information where we can see how everything is doing. So we can interact with LinkedIn leads on here, interact with any Twitter leads that we've got. We can view our limits per month depending on the plan. We also have our feeds, so we can add prospects, add their social media, and then track them so you can see what they're doing, what they're posting, what they're talking about there. And you also have your messaging page, of which we saw earlier, where you're able to contact them via Twitter, LinkedIn, or email, and also filter through different lists to see the different people. If the prospecting feed is displaying the wrong people, you might have selected the wrong one. And then you also have campaigns. So we won't be able to show you this, but the options of which this offers, as you can see, you have email rotation. You also have an email assistant to help you write the good emails, email statistics to get you a sort of information on how many people are opening, interactive, clicking on links in them as well, cold email campaigns that you're able to set up in order for your emails to go out to the right people automatically, email previews, and email verifier to make sure you're showing the right people. So if you did hit this, you can go ahead and hit create campaign. We'll go ahead and call it campaign 1 and hit continue. And then the simple options are you can add the specific leads in order to be able to send these campaigns out to. You'd then be able to connect lists if you wanted to do that as well, and then set the campaign to have the email that you want. Go ahead and hit start campaign button, and then you would then have the leads or connect the list of what other people you want to actually be targeted by the campaign. And then finally, we're back to our main page, which is more or less the option where we can view all of our resources. And as you can see, we created our first deal in the pipeline. You can like and comment your first post, all these things like that. But the getting started, once you've filled all these things out and watched this video, you should have a really great idea as to how this website works. But that is more or less it for Breakcold. So what do I think about Breakcold and why might people want to use it? And we'll start with the first question. So I think the thing that I like the most about this is mainly its user interface. I like how useful it is and the features that you actually need to get to and the areas that you might want to use when you're actually trying to use this B2B is so easy to get to. There are just 5 at the top that you can use. There's a resources page, which is one of them, just to get that extra little bit of help if you need it. I love the fact that it has email campaigns built in and you can view your pipeline to have a really easy and quick glance at where sort of people are in the position of getting that communication and those leads going. I also like the way how easy it is to get leads. The built-in Chrome extension in order to be able to communicate with people over LinkedIn is also really, really good, because LinkedIn is one of those main sites where you're able to see exactly what people do, exactly what company they are. And in my opinion, it's the biggest one and definitely the most useful. So the fact that it's actually built in with LinkedIn is absolutely excellent. And that's why people might want to use it. It's just a really efficient method of getting those communications with people going really, really easily. And I love the way it looks, and I love the way that people would definitely use this in order to get a really great idea as to where people are and make sure that your emails are going out to the right people in case you're just getting overall, you basically to help them get clients and help them get maybe business partners, things like that. And that is why I would say people would definitely use Breakcold. But thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see you next time. But until then, goodbye.